All right, guys, I started the VOD, or I started a recording. Welcome in. You guys are gonna be on YouTube. Exciting, right? So guys, if you don't know, we hit our follower goal, and we're gonna be doing our tier list of the Legend of Zelda games. I'm actually kind of nervous. So I only care about the tiers, baby. All right. Look at you. Look at YouTuber origin. I know, right? Do I have my camera on? Hey, there I am. Don't mind me while I get this shite set up. Okay. I've actually never played more than a couple minutes of any Zelda game. Interesting. Well, I highly recommend any Zelda game. Just kidding, not any and all of them, but some of the ones I recommend, you'll see very well. Soon enough, you'll see here. And it's okay if you haven't played any. Allow this to be the introduction to your new Zelda phase. I am actually considered a Zelda expert, and what I say is objective truth. You can rest assured. I haven't even played all of them. So here we got S, A, B, C, and D tier. Thanks again for everyone who stopped by. Let's see if we can get this done here. Man, I wonder if I can rename them. So pretty much S, A, B, and C. I can live with that. C, at least the way I rank things normally, like restaurants or movies, I usually say, like, you know, a 5 out of 10 isn't bad, it's just a meh. It's just like water, right? You know, when you go to a restaurant or you order something, water's good for you. It just doesn't do anything flavor-wise, right? So let's put them in. My mouse is a little weird. You guys are already mad at me, huh? I don't know. I'm putting this at A tier. No, don't worry. I'm just putting them all up. Is that Link Between Worlds? It's a masterpiece. All right, let's be objective, and let's actually. Gosh darn, I can't, like, I don't know. Some of these ads are like freaking weird. I don't like them. Okay, there we go. So you may have noticed I put a bunch on the A tier. That's only because I want to reveal my true intentions. All right, Wind Waker. Wind Waker is, for me, it's amazing. It's one of my favorites. Ocarina of Time. Okay, Majora's Mask. I'm just gonna put my top 5. My top 5 are up here. I would say yes, indeed, that is my top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skyward Sword. I think Skyward Sword stays there. Skyward Sword can stay right there. I was really young when you played it. Okay, plot twist. They all go down to C. That's the intent. Yeah, my surprise twist is actually to just completely say that the Zelda series sucks. So these are my top 5. Ocarina of Time is not the best game. It's not the best Zelda game. I'll just say that outright. It's just not. Skyward Sword is an okay game. If I'm going to be completely honest, if I'm going to be objective with it, I'd say A Link to the Past it's a meh game. Phantom Hourglass is better than Spirit Tracks, so that's a meh right there. Did I enjoy A Link to the Past more than Skyward Sword? No, but I can say I enjoyed Spirit Tracks more than I did Skyward Sword. Ocarina of Time is only an A tier out of obligation, but it might move. It might go down to B. In fact, oh, he did it. Oh my God. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the biddies. The itty bitties committees. Either way. Hi, son. What's going on? You gonna bite my arm? You gonna bite my arm? Oh my God, he's on my arm. My boy. My boy. Oh no, thank you for the bits.
Snacky.
Snacky. That's what I feel like getting at midnight most nights. Also, why is the chat box all the way up there? Should we be up here? Yeah, maybe chat can like live here for now. I cannot in good conscience have everything up in S tier, although I love all these games on the top. If you see them, A Link Between Worlds is great. Play it. If you haven't, play it. It's very good. Twilight Princess is also very good. Can I say in full confidence, though, that it is deserving of S tier? It's really good. You know what? Twilight Princess is deserving of S tier, but the other 3, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, and Breath of the Wild, to me, are S tier. If I'm really being honest. I mean, I can't not, right? Why is Ocarina of Time below A Link Between Worlds and Twilight Princess? I didn't like it. I didn't like my time with Ocarina of Time. Maybe you can fight me and say play it on stream, and I will. But I mean, you got to come to my stream and say that. I just, it's a good game, right? I'd say, from what I remember, Ocarina of Time is objectively better than Phantom Hourglass and Skyward Sword. Objectively, right? Because it actually plays. The freaking water temple is just disgusting. Breath of the Wild was so good. I enjoyed all aspects of playing. I can't think of a flaw. Apparently a lot of people can. I will say that I don't agree with the flaws, or at least they're not flaws to me. A lot of them said a couple things here and there. I read reviews. I watched reviews. But from what I remember from them is that what they said that was bad about it, I didn't mind at all. And so in that case, it's not really a flaw to me. Durability. You know, durability is like, I don't know. They balanced it enough where it wasn't a problem for me. Maybe in master mode, durability becomes like a real issue. But I don't know. The fact that they spent so long to make their own like their own engine that had like chemical reactions and stuff, right? That everything worked as if it worked as things work in our life, in the real world. They put so much effort into that engine alone. It's like monumental, right? They were like, this is the next generation. Percy, go. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Is he gonna go for it? Oh my God, okay, he went for it. The weather isn't an issue for me. Like, here's my review of Breath of the Wild. It took what the original Zelda, or the first few Zeldas, right? It took the whole idea of complete and utter exploration. Go forth, gamer, go forth, player, and explore. See what you can find. See what we, the developers, put effort into. And Breath of the Wild was, I believe, the perfect expression of that into the next generation. My silly opinion is the only fault with Breath of the Wild was lack of diversity in the shrines, divine beasts, and temples and aesthetics. And I will agree with you there. I'll actually agree with you. I think from what we expect of a 3D Zelda game, is that the dungeons are almost it's so attached to the DNA of what a 3D Zelda is like. That being said, I think the divine beasts are serviceable. They're serviceable puzzles. And again, some of them can be frustrating, especially the first time you've ever approached them. And that's not a silly opinion at all. I think it's worth mentioning. The shrines, like the myriad of shrines, I think the Korok seeds and shrines in Breath of the Wild are all in due part to sort of even out the exploration and interaction that the player can have in the world. They made a huge Hyrule, right? This is the hugest Hyrule has ever been. And because of that, they wanted to make sure that at the very least the player ran into as much of this as they would need to like finish the game, right? Forget the speedrunners and the people that break the game that are awesome, right? Because they found ways to like actually use the physics in that game to their advantage, right? I'm talking like base level. This is the first time I'm touching this game. I'm gonna play it and just go through it the way I normally would perceive everything. I hope that was an okay way of saying that. So that's why I think Breath of the Wild is up there. Beautifully executed. I love the look. I love the feel, the tone. It's like instantly, I can pop in another run of Breath of the Wild and just be in Hyrule, baby. Just be in Hyrule, baby. That's all I ever wanted. That is all I ever wanted in a Zelda game. Anyway, I like Ganon's design and execution. Ganon's design is also really cool. I will say the bosses in general are lacking, except for Thunderblight. Thunderblight is just like ridiculously hard for some reason. For me. But yeah, Breath of the Wild deserves to be up there. Majora's Mask deserves to be up there. I don't see anyone complaining about that, so I don't need to go into why. My first foray into Majora's Mask was having it be one of the very few games in my life that I actually 100%ed. Like what you can consider 100%ing at that time. I had it on the Wii Shop, I believe. I bought it. I wasn't playing it along with Chugga Conroy, but I was playing it shortly after he had finished his Let's Play of it. And so I knew, from his Let's Play, I went through it, through the guide, and got all the masks. And what I started like realizing is that, I don't know, like the game opens up so much more. Like the restriction of the 3 days is chump change in comparison to how the game opens up. Just little bits and secrets here and there that's like, oh my gosh. Like at first it seems like a canvas painted completely in black. But then you realize that if you stare long enough, the blacks are actually really, really dark purples. And then the artist used those different variations of dark purples to great effect. And you see that there's actually an image there, and it's amazing. The longer you stay in, the longer you play. If that's the first thing that comes to my mind, I mean, I see that as a positive trait of Majora's Mask. Not to mention the tone. I knew Link as bright and colorful and fun and adventurous, and this was still adventurous, but this was like you're dealing with themes of people you haven't met passing on, and then how that passing on affects the people that they did know. That's really good to, I think, experience, especially in a child's game, a children's game. So Majora's Mask is there because of, I think, how personally it impacted me, being one of the first games I ever 100%ed, and the tone. I guess you could call myself, like, go ahead and call me edgy, but like I liked those kinds of darker tones, and I think that is a part of its strong suit. Also, a testament to the team, the Zelda team, when they were like, okay, Ocarina of Time, the biggest game we've ever made, amazing, we need a follow-up. Can you do it in a year? And the team of the game is just like, okay, we'll do it. And they reused as many assets as they could and pumped out another well thought and structured game. You know what I mean? Like the people at Nintendo, the game designers at Nintendo, they know what they're doing. The game is the entertainment. The game is the product. Forget adding your Iron Mans and your Captain Americas or whatever, right? I don't need that. I just need the game play. I need the game to play good. And if it does, I mean, that's a good game to me. I guess I can only give Ocarina of Time half credit, right? Because I never beat it. So it sits at B for now. It sits at B for now. But Majora's Mask is better. Thank you. That's all I say. My statement is fact, is objective truth. You've never beat T? No, I haven't. Wind Waker, an amazing game. I am a GameCube child. That was my console as a child growing up. People had their N64s and their SNESs, and then their Xboxes and their, PS1s, but I was the GameCube. I was in the GameCube crowd, and that's all I had. I did have a PS1, but that was more like my older siblings. Regardless of all that, GameCube was like the console for me. That was like, oh shit. Wind Waker came out. I think the first interaction I had with Wind Waker was actually, it was at a GameStop or some sort of EB Games kind of store, and they had a kiosk, and I played it. And if you didn't know, the demo for Wind Waker was like, you were in a room. It's like Dark Souls. You were in a room, and you walked out into through a door that was just like bright white, and then you were fighting the first boss, the Scorpion, the little one that's like hanging, or not hanging, but like lurking below Valu's tail in Wind Waker. If you don't know, I'm not spoiling too much. It's like the first entry, the first foray. Either way, so that's all you get. And for me, at least, I think that's like my first real introduction to a Zelda game, I would say. I think that was the first. Is Wind Waker the first Zelda game I played? Imagine Wind Waker being the first Zelda game you ever fully played. You knew about Link because of Super Smash Brothers, and then Wind Waker is the note that is struck within your heart. That is pretty amazing. I hear later that, people didn't like the initial art style, but from someone who's just sort of intaking or ingesting the game as it is, I love it. I love the art style. And the cell shading, was such a smart move with, like, I guess the GameCube not being able to render, like, crisp, clear graphics or whatever compared to the other consoles that were out there. Wind Waker to this day still looks better than half the other stuff that came out at the same time on other consoles. And it's a testament to them being like, okay, gameplay first. We don't have the engine or whatever to like be these guys, but we have something else. We have magic. Nintendo's like, we just have fucking magic, and we're gonna just sprinkle it all over this game. And they did, and it was amazing. And Wind Waker, like, imagine, I don't know, it's the same reason why Breath of the Wild is so good, is that because for a majority of the game, they just let you explore. They just let you go. Broken Glue, are you in here? Hey, Origin, what's up? Oh my god, cell shading is a perfect strat. It's a wonderful strat. Ocarina of Time, I agree, at least for the first run. Yeah, if I want to say that I'm at least going to finish it, I want to have stream hold me accountable. And then I can give my honest opinion about it. I was a big hater of cell shading for nearly 2 decades. Finally played Wind Waker this year, and I was wrong. So wrong. Cell shading is beautiful. It just works, and I think it adds to the timelessness of the game. I mean, sure, every game's not going to be, or it's going to have faults, right? It's gonna have its mistakes, or it's like, oh, this could have been better. That could have been better. But like, I don't know. Introducing the Rito in Wind Waker, the world, oh, I can't go into it, but the world of Wind Waker is good. The fact that it's, I can't do it. Spoilers. Are there any other games that you would like me to talk about? Twilight Princess? Let's go into that. Let's go into that, shall we? Twilight Princess, again, it was right around the time where I started getting real edgy and moody, even though I wasn't like a super diabolical teenager or whatever, a child. Watching you play Twilight Princess was fun. Yeah, I played it in front of Shadow Jack and a couple other friends back in the day. I love that game. I played it twice, and I think that's more than I can say for the other ones. I haven't played Majora's Mask twice. I played Twilight Princess twice, and I love it still. I think it's flawed, but now looking back on it, I can't even think about exactly why it's flawed. I enjoy a majority of it, and maybe that's why it's A tier. Twilight Princess is good. It is great. Midna, it introduces the best side character, the best Navi replacement that has ever existed. In fact, Breath of the Wild didn't even have one. King Rome doesn't even compare to Midna, if I may say so. A lot of the characters in Twilight Princess are great as well. I'm thinking fondly of the Yetis. That is a wonderful moment. If you don't know, go play the game. The combat. I loved the fact that you unlock moves. Because like Link has always been, spin attack, a jab, a slice, and a cut, right? Vertical, horizontal, jab. That's in Skyward Sword. They fleshed it out a little bit more. But in Twilight Princess, like the way you progressed felt, I don't know, not dire, but it felt more layered. Like you were actively moving towards something. And the world as well, and the colors. I like the fact that you start off, the Link that you start off as is established. He is one of the eldest Links. Breath of the Wild doesn't count. He cheated. The Yetis are wonderful, and Zant is great. I like Zant a lot. I like the Twilight Realm a lot, the idea of it. And also the Ganon in Twilight Princess. The first time, and again, here's the edgelord in me, right? The first time the Ganon in the Zelda series is the most violent Ganon I have met up to that point. We'll move on. A Link Between Worlds. Why is that one better than Ocarina of Time? Simply put, and I'm never good at putting things simply, it's a tightly packaged 2D Zelda. It's the only 2D Zelda on this list that is up that high. I played A Link to the Past, which is good, right? That's why it's at C. I liked it, right? I enjoyed my time. Now that I think about it, I'm debating, is Skyward Sword better than Phantom Hourglass? No. Are you kidding me? The boat customization system? No. Linebeck is a great character. Anyway, A Link Between Worlds is, I think, to date, the best expression of what a 2D Zelda is like. The dungeons, the puzzles, the gameplay, the variety at which they allow you to explore things, again, is very Zelda-like. And maybe some characters are forgettable here and there, but for the most part, the core gameplay of A Link Between Worlds is the puzzles and the dungeons, and what they do there is amazing. I don't think I've ever felt as solving dungeons in that game is very tactile. It's very like there's texture to it. You feel your brain moving, if that makes sense. I don't know. It just feels good to solve the puzzles and to use the mechanics in that game. And then we get to Ocarina of Time, which I think is a solid game, and for the the first foray into 3D Zelda, it makes sense. It pioneered Z targeting, which is great. I'm thankful. And maybe it'll go up. Maybe it'll go up when I play it. That's all I'll say. And Skyward Sword is a fun game with a lot of flaws. I would say that. I think Ocarina of Time has less flaws than Skyward Sword. Spirit Tracks is just more like almost mindless Phantom Hourglass fun. So I think it's an enjoyable game. Is there anything here that you disagree with? If so, please leave a comment below, but don't forget to subscribe, hit like, and... Alright, I got you. This is my tier list for now. Ages and Seasons are really great plays. Please play. Oh, if only there was a way I could play them on stream. If you like the energy here, the tone, the mood, stick around. And as always, stay original.